This was supposed to be finished yesterday, Joey.
They told me it was closed already. Dina pulled it from us this morning. There was nothing I could do.
You don't get paid to make excuses. Make it happen. Daniel, it's Tracy. Yeah, it has been a long time. Listen, I have a question for you. Do you remember the Portman deal last September? Tell me, why did it fall through? Really? You just made my day.
Tracy?
I need consolidated Zettinger loan. Now.
She won't let it go. I'm trying.
Dina, I just heard the most interesting story on your role in the Portman scandal last year. Trust me, I'll use whatever it takes to make this deal happen. Thanks. Confirmation code? What? Sunday? Yeah, sure. You and John want to have dinner first? Great. See you there. Finalize the transfer.
See here, Miss Lance, I'm not a man who's used to waiting.
Sorry, Zeke. I appreciate you agreeing to take the meeting.
Well, I guess your little scheme backfired, didn't it? You severely underestimated me if you thought by buying a couple of outstanding loans that you could force me to sell to you.
I would never underestimate you.
Mr. Ettinger got an interim financing loan from Consolidated.
You see, Miss Lance, that is why you'll never be anything more than a salaried employee. Oh, you're clever, but not quite clever enough. You make enemies of the wrong people, you get in over your head, you make careless mistakes.
I never make mistakes. I just purchased your interim loan from Consolidated.
I beg your pardon?
I let you get that loan, Zeke. I figured that's exactly what you'd do. I had to wait until you secured a loan with your personal holdings, otherwise I would have had no leverage.
The bottom line is, if you sign over Ettinger's appliances today, we just take the company.
If you make us take this to court, we'll take you for everything you've got, from the homestead to the grandkids' college trust funds.
You can't. This isn't...
Actually, we can. Because your personal holdings were used to guarantee this last loan, we can take just about everything. We can wipe you out.
It just isn't...
Sorry, Zeke. It's a done deal. Darren? I'll leave you two gentlemen to work out the details.
Rough day at the office, honey?
I went to school with his son. We even dated a couple times. I hate doing that.
But you do it so well. Oh, come on, that was beautiful. You look so sexy when you go in for the kill. It's all I can do to keep myself from throwing you down right there on the conference table.
Oh, God. Sometimes I wonder if I'm marrying you just because you're the only person colder than I am.
We'll build a little igloo just big enough for two.
Yeah. I told you I don't want to take that call. I don't know. Tell him I'm in meetings all day. Take a number.
Who's that?
No one. My father had a stroke. They want me to come to Texas.
When do you leave?
I'm not going.
Tracy, it's your father.
I think this whole notion of pretending you care about somebody just because they get sick is ludicrous.
What happened between you two anyway?
Oh, come on. We're late for Mother's.
What did you do to Zeke Ettinger?
I didn't do anything. It's my job. I can't help it if I'm good.
Tracy, you can't keep forcing my friends into bankruptcy. It's rude. Besides, there'll be no one left to come to my parties.
I'd do the world a favor.
You know, dear, if I don't have my friends to distract me, I shall be at your house all the time, needing to be entertained, pressuring you for grandchildren.
Point taken.
We just don't get a chance to get together. My schedule, Tracy's schedule.
Look at him.
You know,
Where do you learn to be so graceful with people?
It's obviously not genetics.
He just eats up this social crap.
Did you have your father's mouth?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Somebody's been calling me the last couple of days. Jake's evidently had a stroke.
Yes, I heard.
You did?
Jedediah phoned. He knows Jake and I talk now and then. Actually, it's his second stroke. The first was early last year.
Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, I tried. You wouldn't let me speak of him. You were acting quite childishly, I thought.
Well, you could have tried a little harder.
You know, this grudge you hold against your father is so boring.
Oh, sorry if you don't approve. You weren't exactly happy for a while there.
Of course I wasn't happy. The man divorced me, but it was 15 years ago. At some point, you have to let go and start living your life again.
What, like you? From eligible bachelor to eligible bachelor?
You can save that bitchy John for the office. I won't have it here in my house. Oh, darling, I worry about you. I just want you to be happy.
Well, I'm getting married.
Yes, there is that.
He's certainly not like Jake, is he?
You know, if anything happens to him, I mean, if Jake should die, you'll probably need to go down there to settle the estate.
You think he'd name me in his will?
You may have cut Jake out of your life, but I assure you, he never did the same to you.
I feel so good.
Not right there.
Ouch.
Bit too hard?
No, it's okay. Oh, yeah.
There?
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
There. Do me a favor tomorrow, would you? Just a couple calls I'd like you to make discreetly.
Your father's ranch?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever talk about that? I mean, you spent so much of your childhood there.
No, I made myself forget it when we moved from Texas. It's not important. It's a lifetime ago. So would you do that for me?
Okay. But you're gonna have to do something for me in return.
What?
Shut up.
Cancel the 11 o'clock with O'Brien and try to fit in Regency Limited tomorrow morning. Move my dinner reservations to 8:30. Oh, and I need that wedding gift for Saturday. You know what? Let's do this later. Any word?
Yeah, good and bad. The problem is that the whole place is about to be foreclosed. Less than a week before the bank takes action.
It's probably why he had the stroke, the bastard. What's the good news?
At current market value, the ranch is worth $8 million. Give or take half a mil.
Really? Mom should have taken more in the divorce.
Do you know what we can do with $8 million?
Sounds like it's worth a quick trip to Texas.
Absolutely. Maybe you can patch things up with the old man?
Maybe he'll be dead by the time I get there.
Tracy!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. All right, the Mackenzie meeting isn't until Tuesday. I'll just pop down there long enough to resolve this foreclosure mess, and I'll see about selling the property.
I miss you.
I got a lot of calls to make before I go.
Bye.
All right, changing plans. Cancel everything for the next 2 days and get me out on the next flight to San Antonio. I want to leave in about an hour or so. And you're going to have to find me a commuter flight to Venice, Texas. Get out a map and find it.
steps getting out now.
Jedediah.
The same, little miss. Oh. Good to see you.
It was so nice to hear from you. You're about the only good thing I remember about this place.
And you don't remember too good. This is T-Bone Rafferty. Helps around the ranch, takes care of your daddy.
It is a real pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
You too, T-Bone.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
Well, should we go? Might as well get this over with.
It's just as scared as you.
I didn't know he was scared of anything.
Well, you'd be surprised at the things that scare a man when he gets old.
Jake's upstairs in bed, Miss Lance. I want to say hi.
It's getting late. Morning might be a good time to get reacquainted.
Don't think I'm up to it yet.
Never knew a good night's sleep and a little rest to do anybody harm.
Place hasn't really changed.
Everything changes, little miss. Some things are just a little harder to see.
He never took it down. When my mother and I moved in, she expected he'd replace it.
Who are you?
Just had another one made of us and hung it up in the living room.
I think you better leave.
I'd better leave. Little princess returns to the castle and starts giving orders. Well, I'll tell you what. I think I'm not going to leave just yet. Seeing as how I lived under this roof for, what, 15 years? Maybe you ought to get yourself a nice hotel room.
I think you overrate the neighborhood. You must be the stepbrother, Sean.
You make it sound so impersonal.
It is. You're no relation to me, and I have no desire to form some filial bond now.
You're kind of mean, aren't you?
Can be, yes.
You know, you're not quite what I pictured. Jake always used to talk about you as his little girl. Sort of put a different image in my head.
I'm not anyone's little girl.
It's hard to imagine you ever were.
I'm exhausted. Do you have anything important to say, or was this just a social visit?
Nothing important. Just wanted to welcome you back home.
This isn't my home.
Sweet dreams. Well, good morning. Did your Highness sleep well?
Perfectly, thank you.
Coyotes didn't scare you?
I was living here when it was really wild, before you had all this fancy machinery.
Did you milk the cows by hand? I think I'd like to see that.
My visits were the high point of their day.
Why are you here?
I heard my father had a stroke.
You don't give a damn about your father.
Well, I also heard that you managed to run Wounded Heart into the ground, that you're about to lose it all.
We've increased profitability over the last 3 years.
Well, you obviously been doing something wrong because you took out a loan that you can't repay.
The loan was for the corral. We just didn't expect to have $100,000 in medical expenses.
If you planned properly, the medical should have been covered by insurance.
It was until Jake refused to stay in the hospital. They canceled the policy when he left.
Then you should have made him stay.
Well, maybe that's the proper way to run a business, but I just figured it was much more important to have him die at home surrounded by people who loved him.
Where's Jake?
On the porch.
Thank you.
Tracy. Just try and be nice to him, okay? Things have been very difficult lately.
I don't need lessons in etiquette from a ranch hand.
Well, good morning, Miss Lance. I trust that you had...
Lord, would you just get me a cup of coffee? I'll be out on the porch.
I'm not a maid.
Jake.
You look like one giant marshmallow.
You look old.
I am old. Did you see the new corral?
It was dark when I got in.
You should go down. Think you'd like it.
I can't stay long. I have to be back in New York either late today or tomorrow.
Well, of course. Quite busy these days. I hear tell that you've got a great head for business. Hard as nails.
I learned from the best. I forgot how beautiful the mornings are here.
I don't think I got many more left. I figured I better make the most of every one of them.
Is that what the doctors say?
Why don't you just ask?
Ask you what?
If you're in my will. That's the reason you came down here, wasn't it?
Yes. Am I?
No, you're not. I don't recognize you. This woman you've become.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you threw us out.
I never threw you out. Not you or Joan.
You're just too proud to admit that none of this had to happen. You turned your back on us, not the other way around. I believed in you, and you let me down.
No, you don't understand.
No, I don't. I never have, and I never will. But I'll tell you this. I'll never be disappointed like that again. Not ever. I made a mistake coming here. I'll be gone in an hour.
No, you're not in my will, Miss Lance. But my daughter, Tracy, is. Everything that I hold important will also remain with her. I've divided my estate into equal parts. Yourself and fun. Wounded Heart has always been in the Lance family for over 150 years. I would like for it to remain that way. So I would appreciate anything you might do to see that that happens.
I'll do what I can. Tracy Lance for Graham Harrington.
Are you expected?
Just run through and tell him.
Just one moment, Miss Lance.
Tracy, what a surprise.
Naugahyde and faux paneling. Moving up in the world, I see.
Yes, a delightful surprise. Won't you come in? Get started back here now. Tell him to wait.
Do you like Texas, Graham?
It has a certain savage charm.
Well, I suppose you had to find somewhere to go. New York isn't exactly welcoming you with open arms.
No, it isn't. You cost me a great deal in our last transaction, Tracy.
Sorry, nothing personal, of course.
Of course.
Well, it wasn't all bad, Graham. You managed to stay out of jail. I thought that was a nice trick.
So, to what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
I heard you bought a note on a ranch called Wounded Heart that you intend to foreclose.
Yes. There's a balloon payment due of $500,000 in a few days. You won't be able to pay. Should be all over sometime next week.
I suppose this marvel of modern technology is what will replace the ranch?
That's quite wonderful, really. This is just phase 1. Phase 2 is where the real fun starts.
Do you know who owns Wounded Heart?
Of course. A hardhead named Jake Lance. Jake Lance. Your father?
Dear old Dad.
Lucky man. So, what do you want?
I want the money, not the property. Half of it's mine. Current market value is $8 million. I want $4 million.
Why should I pay you a penny? I'll have the whole thing next week.
You need this deal, Graham. It's your only chance to get back into the big leagues. If you screw this up, you might as well buy a trailer out here in Mayberry because you'll never play ball again. I can cause you no end of problems. Maybe even cost you the deal. Trust me. $4 million is a pretty cheap price to pay to get me out of the picture.
Make a convincing argument, Tracy. What if I don't have that extra $4 million?
I have faith in your ingenuity. You'll find it. You can reach me at the ranch.
You want to see me?
The Lance family needs a little encouragement.
Anything in particular?
Think of something. That's what I pay you for. I don't even want to know what it is, just as long as it works.
That's it.
Hold your rein.
Oh.
Hold your rein. Hold
Hey,
back.
Shakespeare, how much longer are you gonna be? You know, being ignored just helps build the anticipation.
Look me right in the eye. There you go. That's it.
Tracy Lance? Good Lord, you're a sight for sore eyes.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Do you know me? The all girls, no boys, no way social club? You were the president. I was the vice president.
Franny? Franny Bennett? My God, you used to be so...
Fat, huge as a house. But 3 years of hell and one tummy tuck later, I'm a new woman.
You look great, like something out of a Rubens painting.
Yeah, whatever. So, hey, you know, I called you when I was in New York.
When were you in New York?
Honey, I lived there for 1.5 years. Don't know how you stand it. I thought it was going to be so glamorous. I was in this management training program for Bloomies, right? I just got so sick and tired of all those nasty people pushing and shoving. Figured it was time for me to leave when I started shoving back.
And you came back here?
Yeah, couldn't get out of my blood, I guess.
That's it. Straight in the eye. There you go.
I'm doing okay, though. I'm the manager of the Walmart. Biggest one in the Tri-County area.
That's great. Are you riding now, too?
Horses? Are you crazy? Damn things scare me half to death. No, no. I'm just killing time watching Shakespeare here play cowboy.
Shakespeare?
Yeah, you know, Sean, our resident poet.
God help us, he writes poetry.
Oh, well, I don't really know. He won't show anybody what he's scribbling, but, you know, it's sort of romantic to think of him writing love sonnets.
Give me a run for my money.
Oh, you always eventually get him to do what you want, big, strong guy like you.
Well, everything I know I learned from Jake.
That leaves you a lot of room for improvement.
He's the best man on a horse I've ever seen.
Then you haven't gotten around much.
Were you this bitter as a child, or is this a relatively new thing?
Hey, stop it. Lord, you two sound like you've been family for 24 years instead of 24 hours. Sean, you know, Tracy here used to have quite a way with horses.
They were probably scared to death of her. What'd you do, threaten them with a lawsuit if they didn't perform?
Hey, you be nice. She's a guest.
Headstrong, isn't she?
Yeah, real firecracker.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
Let me have him.
Sure you want to do this?
Let me have him.
Girl, don't give her that horse.
Whoa, easy, easy.
Well, I should probably go help her out so she's gonna hurt herself.
You know, maybe you shouldn't interfere.
Whoa. Easy. All right. Easy now. That's it. Come on. Look me in the eye. That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. All right now. All right now.
Hey! Hold on, he's not broke.
Well, I guess I may have misjudged her.
Yeah, me too.
Should he be doing that?
Stubborn old goat does whatever he wants. I'm sorry, I didn't mean no disrespect.
Trust me, I understand.
So I heard you saw Franny the other day.
Mm-hmm. She's changed a lot since I last saw her.
Yeah, she's the most beautiful girl in this valley.
Is that an objective opinion?
I asked her to marry me 3 times already.
I thought she and Sean were a couple.
Oh, hardly, no. Not for lack of her trying, though. It's just that, you see, Sean, he's a loner. And I think that's what makes him so attractive to her, you know, the fact that she can't have him. She's pretty damn persistent, though, that's for sure.
Don't you find that a little discouraging?
No, she loves me. See, she's just not used to being so pretty. She feels like she has to make up for lost time. Makes it hard for her to realize her true feelings.
Go on in. I'll bring him back.
Are you sure?
No. But I don't want any witnesses if I decide to roll him into the creek.
Alrighty then, well, I guess I'll see you tonight at the barbecue.
Okay. What happened, Jake?
The bulls use it to sharpen their horns.
That's not what I meant. Was she that special that you would tear apart your whole family for her?
Linda. That was her name.
I know her name. I saw her picture hanging in the living room. She wasn't even all that attractive.
She always hated that painting. You would have liked it, though.
I doubt it.
That's what's so damn frustrating about it. You would have. She's a bright woman, but simple. Not like Joan, with all her high society parties and friends. She must have had about 300 names in that little black book of hers. She was always trying to get me off the ranch. She spent half her time in New York anyway. Not like Linda. No, she loved this place. It was like she was raised here. She was more at home in the woods than any ballroom.
The Thoreau of the Lone Star State, huh?
You can make all the fun you want of me, but leave Linda out of it. She was a good woman, and she didn't deserve anything but the best.
Well, she mustn't have been a saint. She was obviously sleeping with a married man.
That's what's wrong with your generation. You don't understand love. We weren't sleeping together, and that's the truth of it. Not until after Joan had taken you back to New York. We got to know one another, and we fell in love. There was no doubt in my mind that I wanted to spend the rest of my days with her.
You're so romantic. Don't waste your breath with all that true love crap, Jake, because I don't buy it.
I could give a bull's ball whether you buy it or not. You were always like this. You always wanted to see things just your own way. You could never see that your mother and we weren't happy together. Oh, I loved her. Well, I still love her. But we weren't in love. There's a difference. You don't always get your choice when it's time to decide which is which.
Oh, stop trying to make it sound so noble. You can add as many tired cliches as you want to make yourself feel better, but that's all it'll ever be. It's the same old, tired cliches.
No, darling. It's human emotions. And that's something you could learn a thing or two about.
I need to get back.
Go on.
It's a long way.
Well, I can get along on my own.
Whatever. Kill yourself for all I care.
Hell, her shoes cost more than everything in my closet.
So what do y'all know about this guy she's supposed to be marrying? Why on earth do you want to know about him?
I don't want to know. I was just asking because no reason.
So she and Jake were talking when you left, huh?
Yep, they sure were. And if I know anything about people, I'd say they're on their way to patching things up.
Well, T-Bone, I do believe you got a career ahead of you as a psychologist.
Hello?
Tracy, you okay?
Hi, sorry.
I missed you. Wanted to see how you were holding up.
It's been pretty intense. I'm afraid it's going to take a lot longer than I thought.
Oh? How much longer?
I don't know, a few days, hopefully less.
You want me to come out?
God, no, it's not that bad. I'm just having a little trouble with my newly discovered brother.
Giving you a hard time?
Yeah, he's quite a piece of work. Same Texas stock as my father.
Is he attractive?
I don't know. If you're into that rugged cowboy type, I guess. So how's the Mackenzie acquisition coming? Because I had a few ideas on how to leverage the buyout, but it's kind of risky.
You want this or this?
No, this one. Just this, just this.
Yeah, be. Oh, hi, Tracy. Why don't you just pull up a seat?
Thanks.
Not too hungry there, huh?
No, just tough to introduce this much fat and cholesterol into my system in small stages.
Everything is so tasty.
Ah, that's good eating, little miss. That'll put meat on your bones.
Yeah. And you could spend years trying to get rid of it.
No, you don't have a thing to worry about in that department.
Oh, you're sweet. What do you think, Sean? Should I try and lose another 5 pounds?
That'll make you happy.
I don't think she's too worried about pleasing herself. Shakespeare.
It's so sexy the way that juice just dribbles down the side of your cheek. I think I'll get seconds.
Hey, y'all. Remember that time that old man Cassidy caught Tracy up in the north pasture, bare-chested as the day she was born?
She had done that since she was little.
Oh, you were a handful. You were Miss Know-It-All. Always trying to outsmart me. And your mother. And Jedediah. Then one year, it was your birthday. 5 or 6, I guess. And you were strung out as tight as barbed wire. And you couldn't wait. Couldn't wait for your presents. You couldn't wait for the party. And you started running through the house like a little fireball. You said that we couldn't fool you. You'd find the presents. I told you to stop. You might be disappointed. But no, you didn't want to hear about that. Then you started running through the kitchen, opening up cabinets and saying, "Isn't here?" Oh, you were so smart. And then you came to the oven and you opened it up real wide just to tease me. And there it was. You found the surprise. It was a cake that Jedediah had sculptured for you to look like your pony Anna. You remember Anna?
Of course.
That was my masterpiece.
I'll never forget the look on your face. It was so sad. You kept saying over and over again that you were sorry. And then you wouldn't stop crying. Oh, my little girl. I bet you never went snooping around like that again now, had you?
Still don't.
Mr. Lance! The barn in the east pasture is on fire! Everyone pile in the pickup!
I'm going with you.
Come on, Jedediah! Get in! Move in! Hurry up! Cheryl, get some water lines hooked up. Tom, take Alan Pete, start digging the water ditch.
I'm going in.
Braddock, I need...
What?
Get the water hose over there and start wetting down the roof on the far buildings.
Got it.
Come on, let's go! John, get some water over here. Get on the roof. Tracy, watch out!
You get the hospital?
He's alive, barely. Critical condition. If he makes it through the day, he'll probably live.
Fire inspector just left. He confirmed that the blazes were set.
It's not bad enough that they're taking it away from us, but now they gotta destroy it in front of us. Oh, I wish I was stronger.
I'm gonna pay him a visit myself, Jake.
Well, I don't want you getting hurt.
I can take care of myself.
I'll go with him.
You don't need to get involved in it.
I'm already involved.
I'm sorry, Mr. Harrington's in a meeting. You can't go in there.
This time you're going to jail, Grace.
Sorry, you can't just come in. You almost killed a man. An old defenseless man who never hurt anyone. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sean, stop.
Miss Lance, this is entirely inappropriate. However, it is convenient. This is my legal counsel. They've advised me to reject your offer of a settlement. In fact, we've decided that your offer amounts to extortion and are exploring the possibilities of pressing charges.
What settlement?
Didn't Miss Lance inform you? She offered to make certain that my acquisition of Wounded Heart progressed smoothly in exchange for her half of the inheritance. $4 million in cash.
Did you really do that? A whole lot of you. You're all vultures. I can't believe that you would sell out your own father.
I'll deny everything you've said.
I don't want to see you in jail, Tracy. Just stay out of my way.
Sean, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
What's wrong with you? Are you so cold that you can't tell what this will do to Jake? What it'll do to all the hands and their families?
It was business.
When did business become more important than family?
Don't preach to me about values. I've made my own place in the world without help from anybody. You've been sponging off of Jake for 15 years. Maybe you should relish this opportunity and go out and find a life in the real world. See if you can be so damn confident up there.
I heard you were down here drinking yourself into a stupor. What's wrong, honey?
Ranch. They're gonna take it away.
Hey, you gotta have a little more faith in yourself. You'll save it somehow. Come on, you're Superman.
Hardly. Just a hick rancher who can't seem to do anything right.
It's not what I see.
And you're not looking.
I see the strongest man in this whole county. Yep, probably the smartest, too. And definitely the sexiest.
Sean? Sean?
I did not come to this ranch as a visitor or as a working man. When I arrived, it was to be part of a family, part of a succession of generations which had taken the undeveloped land and created one of the largest spreads in central Texas. I did not want to belong to this family, and I was not about to accept this new home. The Lances were a minor legend around my hometown of Bradley, roughly 60 miles from their ranch, Wounded Heart. Their notoriety was not due to great acts of heroics or a series of scandals. Instead, the Lances were renowned for their sense of integrity, which infused everything they did.
Yes.
No, I should go.
You're in no condition to go anywhere.
I can take care of myself.
Why won't you let me help you? I can. You just gotta let me. Honey? You okay? What's wrong?
This isn't right.
Don't you like me?
I like you too much to let this happen. It's not fair to you.
I don't mind.
You should.
It's never gonna happen, is it, Shakespeare?
You deserve better, Franny. What are you doing in here?
Reading.
Give me that.
You look like hell.
Do I have to keep the door locked in this place to get some privacy?
This is really good. I would have never guessed that you could write so well.
Just leave me alone, all right? I can't deal with you right now.
No, I mean it. This stuff is great. Where did you dig it all up?
Go away.
Sean, I'm sorry about today. Please, just give me another chance, okay? Where did you learn to write like this?
Jake.
He's been writing too?
He didn't teach me to write. He gave me a reason to write. When he married my mother, I'd been in and out of trouble for a while. He decided to straighten me out. I was like a pet project or something. He lost a daughter, so he decided to focus on a new son. He got me all these books, really great books. Hemingway and Faulkner and Stegner. Things he knew I'd like. And then he talked to me about them. We talked for hours. Mom, too. She read all the time. Then he'd tell me these old stories about Wounded Heart. So, one day I just decided to write them all down. Not much to it, really.
I think you're selling yourself short. You've got talent.
You really think so?
I really do.
Well, I think some of the stories work. I haven't found a through line yet. Some connection.
Tracy! Sean! Help! I need somebody to help me! It's Jake. He's had another stroke.
It's all right, Jake. T-Bone's calling Doc Willers now.
It's too late, son.
Yeah, you better come quick. That's right.
Tracy, I'm sorry I hurt you. Sometimes you can't help things like that. Love can be damned inconvenient. Doesn't wait for an invitation. But I never meant to hurt you.
Hold on, Jake. Just hold on.
John. Maybe I get to see Linda again. You think they'll let me in where she is? Oh, I missed her so much. I've been so worried about everything around here that I forgot how much I'm looking forward to spending some time with the old girl again.
You just tell her I said hi, okay?
Will do. Maybe I'll get her to make me
Daddy.
I'm sorry, too. I love you.
Oh, girl.
Tracy! Tracy, wait!
It was our secret. Mom didn't want me to ride. She thought I'd break my neck. I guess she saw Gone with the Wind one too many times. So he had this built up here, hidden away. And we practiced for hours. Just the two of us. I was gonna be in the Olympics. The first Lance to win a gold medal. It didn't have to be like this. We're all so stubborn. His family is so... can't. I can't. I can't. No, I'm fine.
I just hate seeing you like this. I don't know what to do.
You don't have to do anything. I'm glad you're back. I want you to meet someone. Sean Donegal, this is Darren Connolly, my fiance.
Welcome to Wounded Heart.
First off, Miss Lance, my condolences to you on the death of your father. We knew one another for several decades, and I like to think that we considered one another friends.
Thank you, Your Honor.
However, there is no room for friendship in a court of law, I'm afraid. Please proceed.
Your Honor, this is Darren Connolly. He'll be representing the estate. We're presenting a plan of reorganization. Our goal is to evaluate the assets of Wounded Heart and find a means of paying off the existing mortgage by refinancing the entire property.
Your Honor, I might ask if Miss Lance has secured an institution willing to undertake this refinancing?
Ms. Lance?
No, I haven't. None of the local banks would even return my calls.
I see.
I just need a little more time, Your Honor. And I'm certain that I can secure the financing within a few weeks.
Now, time is not a commodity that you have. This sort of action should have been undertaken a few months ago, and not 2 days before the foreclosure date.
We were just made aware of the situation, Your Honor.
Well, that really isn't Mr. Harrington's or the court's problem, is it, Mr. Connolly?
No, sir, it's not.
Judge Andrews, this reorganization is simply a last-minute, desperate act by an estate unable to meet its fiduciary responsibility. Now, we have been patient and have followed due process in this entire proceedings. Now it's time for it to end.
I have to agree. Ms. Lance, you've given me no compelling reason to extend this deadline, which leaves me very little choice. This motion is dismissed.
Come here. Here, Guapo, come here. Good boy. Come here. Good boy.
Hey.
Hi.
What you doing?
Thinking. I forgot how much working out here helps clear my mind.
You hear from the hospital?
We stopped by. Said a guy looks terrible. He's gonna be okay, but he's hurting.
Somebody ought to string up whoever did this.
I plan to.
So, how's he coming?
Oh, back and forth. He's fine for a while, lets me ride. And then he's going crazy again trying to get out.
Probably just wants to be free.
Think so?
But I figure you can't really change the spirit of a thing. Can't make it do something it don't want to. Not and have it be that wild thing you love so much.
And what if that wild thing is deep inside you?
I wouldn't know about that. It's not inside me. But, you know, if it was inside me, I'd probably just say, oh, what the hell? Open the gates and turn it loose.
Trace, you okay? I don't know, Franny. I was a different person here. Everything was so much simpler and happier. And I just don't know. I'm confused.
Annoying as hell, ain't it? Usually means your heart's telling you one thing and your head another.
Yeah? So which do you choose?
No one can answer that but you, honey. you know, somewhere down the line, you gotta make a decision.
You sure there's no way to just cram the mortgage down on them?
I don't see how. You heard the judge. Besides, Texas isn't exactly a debtor-friendly state.
Where'd he get the money anyway?
Who, Harrington?
Yeah. He doesn't have access to that kind of cash. Not since the Lambert fiasco.
Could I get some more wine, please?
Your arm broken?
What if he's already sold the option?
The option on Wounded Heart? He doesn't own it yet.
Exactly my point. What if he's already sold the option and used that cash to buy the note?
Darren, that's good.
How's that possible?
Let me try to make this simple for you.
Why don't you do that?
Harrington manages to buy several of the surrounding ranches, all but this one. He runs out of cash. But he knows he's going to immediately sell it. Therefore, he maintains to them that he does own the whole thing and gets them to pay a cash option price. He uses that cash to buy the note on Wounded Heart. When he forecloses, as he will in 2 days, he turns everything over to them, and he walks away a very wealthy man.
Only if he can't produce the property in the given time, he loses everything. He's already spent their money. He can't fulfill his end of the deal. That's why he insisted on foreclosing in 2 days.
But that's illegal, isn't it?
No.
But it's dangerous. If we can find a way to stall until the option's expired, he'll be exposed as a fraud and they'll sue him for breach of contract.
It's risky, though. There's no way you can guarantee an extension, even a brief one.
So, what other options do we have?
Why don't you just let us handle this, huh, cowboy?
That wasn't necessary.
He was annoying me. What's the deal here, anyway? I thought our goal was to get the money, not to save this cow factory.
That's what I'm trying to do.
No, it's not. There are half a dozen ways we could force a payment, and you know it. Something's changed here, and I don't get it.
I'm gonna go see if he's okay. This has all been pretty rough on him.
Yeah, well, it's been rough on all of us.
You all right?
Fine.
Tough guy.
Not that tough.
I'm sorry about the way he's acting. He's usually pretty civil.
It's not his fault. He's just fighting the only way he knows how.
But there's nothing to fight about.
Sure there is. He senses it. He knows.
Knows? Knows what?
He knows that I've fallen in love with you.
That's not possible.
Wasn't what I was expecting either, but there's no sense in denying it. You've got a spirit like I've never seen before. Proud, willful, strong, caring. I used to wonder what all the fuss was about. Falling in love and all. Now I know. You don't have to say anything. I just thought you should know.
Just close the deal, Simon. I don't give a damn about the pension fund. I want the deal. Just close it by 3 tomorrow or don't bother coming in.
Sounds like you're playing my role.
Yeah, well, you're not around to do it, are you? God, this place is filthy.
It's wonderful, though, isn't it?
Maybe you say so.
I'm glad you came out. I want to talk to you about the wedding.
You're making a big mistake.
I don't think so.
You are. Right now, you're not thinking clearly. This place, it's mixed you all up. Tracy, we're perfect together. Everybody says so. You thought so until you came here.
Darren, I'm not in love with you.
Yes, you are. Okay, right now you're thinking love is some kind of, I don't know, some kind of powder keg of emotion, but it's not. Love is feeling comfortable with one another. Knowing the same friends, enjoying the same parties. Looking good together. It's all the little things.
I think it's more than that.
You're never going to be happy with this cowboy. Oh, do you think I'm blind? It's just an infatuation. Pre-wedding jitters, that's all. You'll get over it.
Darren, stop. I'm sorry I can't marry you. This isn't about Sean. This is about me. I've been hiding for years. Hiding from my father. Hiding from this place. From any real emotion. You don't even know who Tracy Lance is. I don't even know who she is at this point.
You're wrong. I do know her. The Tracy who's worked side by side with me for 4 years. Stood by my side at the most prestigious dinners. Made love to me when we closed the deal. That's the woman I know. I love her with all my heart. That's who you are.
God, I hope not.
Would it be possible to arrange a ride for me to the airfield right away?
Of course, Gerald can take you.
Thanks. You know, you are making a big mistake.
Yes, absolutely. Right. No, I certainly will. The investors are insisting we close the deal day after tomorrow. Not much grace time.
You'll get the ranch tomorrow.
Yeah, but she's smart. Let's leave nothing to chance, shall we? Keep him busy all night. Something small but effective. Like a nuclear assault.
Sean, you there?
He moved.
Hiding?
No, I'm writing. The genius at work.
Getting lots accomplished?
Oh, yeah. It's just pouring out.
You don't sound too encouraged.
Well, it's been a hell of a week. Lost the only father that I've ever known. Fell in love with a woman who's engaged. And tomorrow I lose my home and job.
Oh, you got your health.
And I'm working on that. Where's Darren?
Somewhere over New Jersey, I guess.
You left?
Didn't feel much like staying.
Was I a bad host?
I called off our wedding.
Now, why'd you go and do something silly like that?
I think I fell in love with another man.
You think?
Yeah. I'm still waiting to be convinced.
So, tell me, did you make up your mind yet?
I may need further convincing.
You're gonna have to let me catch my breath first.
You can't keep up?
Let's just say your wild streak caught me a little by surprise.
Me too.
That's Franny.
Yeah, you like that? Come on, get him now, Danny.
Get your hands off me!
We got
T-Bone, help!
Yeah, get out like that. Yeah. Come on, let me have some of it. Give me some.
Let me go! Get your hands off me!
Hang on, dear.
Yeah,
Give that. Come here. Yeah. Take that. Check out. Take that. Yeah. You like that?
Go, boy. Sean!
Come on. What do you got, Jimmy? Come on, hurry up.
Gracie! Get the chief.
T-Bone.
If something happens to him, I'll just kill myself.
Don't talk like that.
I mean it. How can I be so stupid? That boy loves me more than I deserve, and I've been such a self-centered fool. He asked me to marry him again tonight.
Did you say yes?
No. That's how big a fool I am. I told him I'd think about it. I'll just kill myself.
Who's the next of kin?
I'm his fiancée.
I'm gonna need you to fill out a few forms if you don't mind, please.
How is he?
He'll have a headache the size of Texas for a few days, but he'll be just fine. Well, at least there's that.
No. I am not going to lose this battle, not now.
There's nothing more that we can do, is there?
There must be something. Something we missed. Some loophole or law or something.
Loophole, law. That's all that's important here anymore, isn't it? Whatever happened to doing it because it's right, because of what it represents?
Let's go.
Should wait to hear about T-Bone.
Take me back to Wounded Heart. I've got work to do.
Hello?
Mom.
Darling, the next time you dump your fiancé, would you please make certain that he doesn't have my number?
You talked to Darren.
No, Darren talked. I listened for almost half an hour with a house full of guests. Who's this cowboy he kept rambling on about? Will I approve?
Let's talk about this later, okay?
God, that bad. Are you happy, dear?
Yes, I'm very happy.
Good. Then I'm sure everything will be fine.
Okay, I need a favor. I need you to give me some phone numbers from that little black book of yours.
Texas numbers.
You got it?
I suppose I shouldn't even ask for what.
Probably not.
Good, because I can't really deal with anything else today. All right, fire away.
Good evening, Mr. Marshall. This is Sean Donegal, Jake Lance's stepson. Yes, sir. I know it's late, but this is very important.
Yes, Mrs. Dennison, and I apologize for any inconvenience, but I'm sure you'll understand if I just explain.
I think 5 minutes is plenty of grace time.
Sorry, Your Honor, but we were unavoidably detained.
Well, next time, please figure out a way to avoid it.
Missed your flight, huh?
I'm doing this for us. When you're back in New York, you'll see what a mistake you almost made.
Don't you remember? I don't make mistakes.
Let us proceed, shall we?
You surprised me, Graham. Even I didn't think you'd stoop this low.
I love my work. Miss Lance, if you're finished chatting, perhaps we can get this over with. I have a 1 o'clock tea time.
Of course, Judge Andrews. However, I wonder if I might address the court before we commence in the signing.
If you keep it brief.
Certainly. I would like to make an appeal to the court for an extension period.
Your Honor, if I may, we are well aware that Miss Lance and Mr. Donegal would like an extension in this transaction.
I was under the impression that I had the floor.
No, I was under the same impression. Mr. Harrington, perhaps you can remain in your seat and silent so that Miss Lance might finish.
Of course, Your Honor. My apologies to the court.
I'd like an indefinite extension based on the change in status that occurred this morning.
Your Honor, Wounded Heart was established over 150 years ago. It has remained a constant reminder of who we are, where we come from, representing the Texas people, and an all but forgotten way of life.
I couldn't agree more. However, that has no bearing on these proceedings.
But it does, Your Honor, and I'm happy to report that just this morning, in an emergency session, the State Preservation Committee designated Wounded Heart a Texas historical landmark.
Protecting it in perpetuity from destruction or renovation of any kind unless specifically approved, and requiring any change of ownership to be approved by the State Committee.
This is not possible. This is obviously... Where's the documentation?
Read it and weep.
Well, without the proper paperwork from the state agency, I don't see that we have anything left here to discuss today. Mr. Harrington, any objection? Well, I take that as a no. This court is adjourned until further notice. Congratulations, Miss Lance.
Sure you won't come?
No. You wouldn't think quite so much of me in your world. Imagine I'd look pretty foolish trying to hail a cab for an uptown meeting.
I don't ever think you could look foolish. I wish I didn't have to go so soon. But they said it was urgent when I called. The Mackenzie deal's gonna fall through if I don't.
I know. It's probably for the best anyway, in the long run.
This sure wasn't the trip I planned.
Sorry you came?
Not for a moment. Sorry I have to leave. Sorry I lost so much time with my father. Sorry the man who opened up my heart is tied to a place so far away. But never sorry I came.
I tried to talk you into staying, but I don't think it would do much good. You're in love with your work the way I am with mine. It's funny. Things we're in love with seem to be the very things that keep us apart.
I hate this part.
I'll miss you.
Well, I still have to come back for Franny and T-Bone's wedding, right? Keep an eye on you. Gotta check up on my inheritance, right?
You'll always have a home here.
You, missed your plane.
Yeah, I noticed. Started thinking. Decided you might be needing a little help on the financial side.
Well, I am sort of short on help right now. Maybe we could work something out.
I'll make you a hell of an offer.
Coming from you, that scares me.
I get a fax line, a computer, a little office, and 75% of everything.
This is where I counter, right?
Right.
Okay, how's this? I'll remodel the barn into a state-of-the-art office for you and give you 100%. Only there's a hitch.
Thought there might be.
You gotta share everything with your new husband.
Cowboy. You got a deal.